Look at me. I'm a drama queen if that's your thing, baby.
Right.
What is that?
Jerry Halliwell.
Oh.
That was her first big song after she left the Spice Girls.
I didn't recognize
Don't
that.
nobody tell Jerry what to do.
Nobody. Jerry Halliwell. I'm not a lover of Jerry Halliwell.
AKA,
Fucking holier than thou Spice.
I used to call her Reformation Spice because every time I seen her, she looked different.
She did.
Remember?
After
Sorry, we
she
haven't said
left.
hello.
Hello.
Hiya!
Hello.
Welcome to this week's episode. Did you want to change your t-shirt?
No, we're too late now.
Welcome
We're
to...
ended.
Sorry. Hiya! Hello.
Hello.
Have you noticed we have our Sean? It's this week's episode is a veritable Patrick Sean.
Oh, Ambassador, we are really spoiling you. We have Sean.
Sean. Why does Sean not wave this hand? Because it's mine. So what's the crack? What have you been up to?
Fuck all. Just
Fuck
been
all.
recording a load of episodes.
What have you been doing since last week? Sitting here,
Sitting here all
sweating
week.
the bed out.
I'm sweating.
It's
Because
roasting.
if you're watching
hey.
this right now, I am currently in Croatia.
I am currently.
This is a hologram.
This is a hologram.
I'm not even here.
This is like ABBA. Voyager. Or what's it?
Yeah.
Voyage. ABBA's Voyage.
LGBT.
What?
What was
She
it?
said that like Dutch.
Voyage.
LGBT quoi?
LGBT quoi?
LGBT quoi?
LGBT quoi? LGBT quoi?
Talk of ABBA, I think at the time
love
of
ABBA.
release, this is Eurovision week, isn't it? Or is Eurovision week this week?
I think it's last. Like I think it's the. I'm not.
Who gives a fuck?
I do agree. I love Eurovision. I love
Yeah.
Eurovision. I have Eurovision songs. Like not even the winners, like just songs. Like I'll go, oh god, that was
Do you know
that
my
was
favourite
Hungary
thing about
2009. I love
Years
it.
ago, whenever there was nothing else on TV and Eurovision was the big thing, I used to put it on and then I would type in 888 and just
Yes, and you'd see the
and you would
translations.
see the translations.
My granny would read them out loud,
Would you?
and you'd be like, "They're not a fuck up."
No, you wouldn't, because you'd have had a broken jaw.
I would have had a broken jaw. I'd have been 6 foot under.
Yeah, what
Yeah.
did you do? Nanny, please let us
No,
read
nothing.
the song.
No,
Nah,
nothing.
I'm
I just
gonna
had to
do-
sit like that.
I'm going to do a Debbie Downer.
Go do it, Debbie Downers.
Right, it's official.
Sean's
I
about to
can't
bring
have-
us down. Here, you ready for the soundtrack to Debbie Downers?
I can't.
I'm going down.
I can't have kids.
can.
So,
Yeah, you can. You're just not trying with the right
I
person.
don't need to put my legs up in the air.
You need to start doing the cycle movements.
What the hell? I only want a little
Have you been
baby.
taking your Clomid? Release all the eggs?
Is that,
Release the eggs.
is that, did they have like a Nirvana?
It's
A Clomid
no.
Nirvana? No. No?
Clomid's a fertility drug.
Oh, right.
People do go to the Clonard Novena to pray for babies, though.
Oh, right, is that
They
a...
do. No, Clomid's an actual drug.
Clomid Novena.
Clomid's real. Clomid's real. What do you know? God is real.
God's real.
God is
Don't
real.
cancel me.
Don't cancel me. I do believe in God, but I just thought that was funny.
yeah.
But Clomid makes you release loads of eggs at once. They think the people maybe are like egg constipated whenever they're not getting pregnant. So whenever you get pregnant and you've been treated with Clomid, sometimes they have to take some of them away because you've
You'll
released
get like
too many.
4, like you'll have like...
That's where Octo Mom, the likes of her, she's taking Clomid and she's released.
That's like
loads of
all these like famous people that get like, you know, like they do the IVF because they need to have they need to go, I need to have my baby by this time.
Mm-hmm.
So as soon as they know that it's taken, they have their cesarean booked in so they can get their body back for their
Do
tour.
you know what's even more? Or they just hire somebody else to have their babies for them, like Kim Kardashian. But you know
And
what?
apparently, Meghan Markle.
Do you know that
Megan Sussex, sorry.
I was actually going to say something there and I can't
Fuck
remember.
Eurovision, by the way. So that's what I was
Yes,
getting
I
at.
am saying fuck Eurovision this year because, and I did say fuck Eurovision last year because I stand with the children of women of Gaza because I just feel like if Russia's not allowed to be in Eurovision,
Why is Israel?
why is this?
And
what?
also Palestinian flags have been banned. LGBT.
LGBTQ flags,
And the
LGBTQ flags
LGBT
have been banned.
European flags, EU flags.
Where is it this year? Fucking Serbia?
Poland or something?
It's Poland, I think.
Is it Poland?
It's in the Protestant end.
Welcome to Eurovision Andy Town.
It's in the Protestant
We've got
end
the
of
Eurospar!
It's in the Protestant side of Lurgan. That's why all their flags have been barred. Flags. Pro-Brexit, pro-Israel,
That's where it is.
anti-LGBTQ.
That's where. So, for all your information, watch, if you didn't get lucky enough to get the tickets, because it's only down the road in Lurgan, and you're watching it right now, think of me not watching it from Croatia.
I listen to various songs. I like the Spanish song. I think it's very good. The English song, I haven't read it.
Ireland turns it up, don't they?
I think Ireland...
They've been matched for like their amount of wins. So Ireland, since the 90s, have been like far and away.
They will never top Riverdance. Let that be the last time that the Irish won the fucking...
Sweden have the same
after
amount of
they won it like...
They won it loads.
They won it 3 times after that, I think.
They won it. And that's why Father Ted had to come in with that song.
They've won it 7 times.
It was Linda Martin.
Seven wins. And now Sweden also have 7 wins.
Everything.
Oh yeah.
And then
Engelbert Humperdinck
now. And that was Johnny Logan, and it was What's Another Year. That was Johnny Logan, and Why Me? That was Linda Martin.
Do you know why I think I hate the Eurovision?
Why?
I don't like musicals, and Eurovision's all songs I haven't heard before. Like, I like to hear a song on my own in the wild, right?
Oh, right, okay.
And then I only really enjoy a song the second time I hear it.
See, that's why I
like
think
to put my own wee video to it.
that's why we never win it, I think, because we don't release that song out. So, like, say, like, the song that wins it has been in the fucking Portuguese, French, German, Italian charts for 2 or 3 weeks before Eurovision starts. So everyone goes, oh, I know I really like that song. So they go and they vote it. And then... but
they're clever about it.
They're clever about it. That's why that guy, Sam Ryder, came second, because he was going around around Europe and like
he should have won it. Like he should have won it.
Like,
do you want to hear this week's word of the week with our beautiful Sean?
Woo! Woo! Quixotic.
So
Quixotic.
Something sounds exotic about that.
But I think it's from. I'm gonna go.
Oh yeah, let's hear it.
I am gonna go. I think it comes from Don Quixote by Cervantes, and Quixotic. Don Quixote was a man who kind of was like, he in the book he's this man. It's like he's this man who's like caught up in like the myth making of like he thinks that he's a knight going about having these adventures. So it's kind of like in his head. It's something that's in your head.
You're almost exactly spot on, right? So it does come from Don Quixote. Like, that is the origin of it. And it means something that is unrealistic and impractical. Extremely idealistic and impractical. So it's like...
That sounds like just everything was written on my test results.
Yeah, so it's basically me saying...
Just for now, like, just for now.
Next year, I'm planning to be a NASA astronaut. You know what I mean? Like,
I love those people. They talk like that, like Lars.
Yeah. And then
everybody has a J from the In-Betweeners, don't they, in the friend group? Like everybody has. We had a friend who like met the president of Ireland.
I'm going to whisper a comedian's name in your head. I'm telepathic. I'm going to whisper a name in your ear, and you're going to say,
I'm going to say the same name.
In her other ear?
In her other ear.
Right, go.
Go.
Oh no! Did you hear? Did you hear my name?
Names.
Yeah, I think so.
I heard your name. I'm going to whisper what he said.
Yeah, he did. Yeah.
I think both of those.
I wouldn't have even said either of those people.
They are the J's. They are the J's.
Oh no, I
don't.
Not in a horrible way, but it's like, like the one you said is person voted most likely to say one time I was with Samuel L. Jackson in a lift.
Yeah.
And the other person is most likely to say, I learned how to speak Urdu just so that I could play this video game.
Oh,
do you know what I mean?
Right. I don't actually think either of those people would be my quixotic people. Because comedians by nature, we're genuinely like storytellers. Do you know what I mean? And you take something onto the stage, and most of the stuff, actually, I think all my material is true.
Oh yeah,
95% of my material stuff is true. It's 5% spice, 5%
wee bit of
seasoning.
spice. But then it isn't even that the parts that aren't true. They're just whenever you're running with that then and conjecturing over it. You know what I mean? What if I added on this or what if I added on that?
You use the story as like the basis of like a theme or like an idea You know what
Yeah,
I mean?
you're like
we do that on here.
yeah, you know,
you riff off it.
But do you
and then-
ever
but
meet
there's-
somebody who is absolutely, just quixotic, where they'll be like, do you know those people, and they had cornflakes for the breakfast, but they'll tell you they had a steak.
Do you know
They
a
can't
person?
help themselves. They're just like serial diabetes.
Diabetes, Liza Minnelli. The people who, if you fables, fictions, and lies, if like Aesop's fables.
Yeah.
Like if someone told you that it was midnight, I would need to look out the window to see if the sun was shining.
Yeah.
Like people is like, I know, stupid lies. They go, what did you have in your sandwich? Chicken. And you go, what's this fucking ham? Why?
Yeah, why did you need to say that?
Why did you need to lie?
Pathological.
Patho-fucking-logical.
Like, you just... There was this guy, actually, I'll tell you about this. He came into one of my creative writing workshops before. Did I tell you about this on here already?
No.
No.
I don't think you've talked. No, I don't remember this.
So I was doing a creative writing workshop and he came in and it was very interesting because among the group, he started talking at first and I think, the way Freud said the Irish were impervious to psychoanalysis, but really what he meant was we're bullshitters. Like, we'll tell you what you want to hear, So that naturally makes us quite good at detecting people who aren't being quite genuine, right? And also
That is a real. I think it's a word that I quite like, but it is an insult in Northern Ireland. Disingenuous.
Disingenuous.
He's awful. He's disingenuous.
Like
And if
Ma was like disingenuous, pointless bastard.
if I heard somebody say he's a bit disingenuous now, I'd be going, "Oh, she doesn't like him." That
she
is
doesn't.
not.
Yeah.
Even if he says he's a cheeky wee.
Me treasure.
If he said.
Treasures.
The treasures.
We put all our treasures.
She stuck her ring on the table for people who can't hear, people who can't see.
You can't see, yeah.
But like if somebody says,
my son gave me this, right?
Aw.
And I will value it forever because
beautiful.
he won it for me in the arcade.
did
And I
I?
don't care if anybody thinks I'm running about wearing fake jewellery. I'm
doesn't
like,
matter.
That is lovely.
he is my adorable.
The stone is fake, but the love is real.
The only thing is my fingers are still swollen from the plane.
Aye.
So I'm taking rings off because everything's... Look! Right, anyways.
Don't stick your finger in your ring if there's resistance.
If there's resistance. There wasn't when I
just
stuck my finger in, though.
Trying to get it out
kept
again.
it in there for so long.
You were what do you call it? Your kegels?
Sticking your finger in
It's
your ring
it's like a Chinese
feels
finger
good,
trap.
Yeah. But here,
otherwise known as my arse.
he doesn't do pull my finger. He goes, Chinese finger trap.
He's like a man.
Can we do some Chinese finger trap stuff tonight?
Oh, fuck.
No, I have work tomorrow. We don't have time. You're getting olive oil and all like this here, trying to pull your finger out of your arsehole. Oh my god!
But yes, so there
I
was
can't get my knuckle past your sphincter.
my knuckle.
It's like
Have you ever had to use
like-
that phrase? Because that sounded like
it's a fucking
it was on the back of your fucking...
broken Stargate. You can't get
Broken Stargate! That was the dweebiest, most hilarious reference. Broken Stargate.
Can't get it out. You needed the Stargate open. His asshole Stargate it open.
I just seen it.
The portkey. The portkey.
Oh, fuck, stop it. So I rang my ma, right?
Rang mama. What?
I was doing this creative writing workshop. and
Oh
this
yes,
guy came
and
in.
you encountered a
he's
quixotic
there.
gentleman.
So I'm sitting around this big table and we're talking about like writing prompts and things like that. And I was giving writing prompts and little like...
It's to see your wee face over that.
So how it works is, we usually be like, let's write about this for 10
Aye.
minutes and then we'll...
We timed writing.
But this guy started telling me how, right, bear in mind, he had an English accent.
Oh,
And he was
red
about,
flag.
I'm usually quite good at guessing people's ages, so I'm going to hazard a guess. Actually, I don't think I even needed to guess. I think he asked him, and he was 31,
I'm 31.
right? He wasn't Yorkshire, he isn't your dad.
It wasn't my dad.
31.
They're all my dad.
So
I'm looking for you, Daddy.
he was talking like that, and I was like, yeah, so he was in the army, and I was like, you were in the army? Oh. Right? I was like, right, okay. Did you go to British Army? He said, no, I was in the Marines. And I was like, isn't that American? And he was like, yeah, the American Marines. Right? He was in the American Marines. He kept all his guns. He still has those. He served for his country. He was in a foster
He
family.
served his country in America.
No, he was from America
I continue because
with an English accent.
where was this?
Have you met him?
I think does he wear an army jacket?
Yeah. He was in the army. Then you know.
The Marine. No, he wasn't in the army. He was in the Marines.
But no, hold on. I think he was born in it, but he has army. He has army. All the army clothes apparently.
Right. Okay.
He smells-
Continue. What else did he say?
He smells like BO as well. Just
Don't be getting too close to me just now.
Do the rattle. Oh, sorry, I got it wrong. See, I'm not even part of their fucking in jokes.
Get it right.
It's just not gay enough.
So yeah, so he was.
I
He served in America, and I was like, and then I wish I had. I might even be able to find the messages that I sent to my friend afterward because there was more details. I've blocked it out. But he started talking about how he was like in the middle of like the Aegean Sea and all, and I was like, much battles going on there.
What, like in like
Greece?
Like the battles between Rome and Carthage?
What's going on here? Have you got a big horse?
Second Tunic War.
Yeah, I was like, you carrying a big Trojan horse on your ship, or what's happening here? And then he was like, yeah. And then he started getting into real like dark detail about like how he'd had to shoot kids and all. And I was like, right, that's enough of this fairy tale, right? But the thing is that the woman who was there with me, who was relying on the data from this workshop for a fucking project, I think she thought he was telling the truth at the start.
Stupid
it took her a
bitch.
lot longer to cotton on to him than it did me. I knew right away. I looked in his eyes and went, this guy's fucking nuts.
Quixotic as fuck.
He is fucking quixotic as fuck. I actually think whenever I smelt him, sometimes you can guess if somebody's
Smells shit off.
level of sanity by the smell of them.
I'm
if they're
checking my
taking good
shoes.
care
No, it's
of
not me.
themselves.
It's you. You're
If they're
talking
taking
shit.
good care of themselves.
I think
They're
I'm.
usually in good mental health, but if they're not, they're not. And so he was in the army. I'll give you a quick rundown. He has
His accomplishments thus far.
8 kids, all daughters. The same person, wife.
He's 31.
He's 31. I was like, so that means like.
Oh, he was 31. Right, it's not the same person.
And he's been with
That's
her.
uncanny.
He's been with her for like 25 years, and I was like, so that means. And then he noticed me, but I didn't. I stopped questioning him as much because
So you were with him since you were 6?
he gave me the vibe of somebody who was a crazy person
And it was
that
just-
was waiting for you to challenge them because he
Right,
could
okay.
have. I wasn't taking that risk. It was a
No.
very. It was a fucking.
And was it
creative writing workshop.
mostly women? The other people?
Yeah, one other man.
It was a creative writing workshop, but not that creative.
Yeah.
He was
It wasn't
creative.
to be.
That's
He
what I mean.
created
It
the whole
wasn't-
fucking
That's what I
life
mean.
that he didn't live.
You don't have to be that creative.
Your whole
Yeah.
life.
Yeah.
We just
Oh,
wanna
yes,
create
that's
a-
what you were
We
saying,
just
yeah.
want to create a story on a page, not your whole
Yeah.
life story.
Oh, and he was a part of, and he had 7 sisters as well. This guy was obsessed.
The number 8.
Nobody cared about him. They were all sisters, and then he was in foster care and blah blah all this shit. Anyway, I was just like,
Do you want a cup of tea or not?
yeah,
I was
That
really-
is what it-
I was just asking, do you want a wee biscuit?
that's enough. That's enough of that.
Yeah. So there was a
I
man
mean,
who
that, I was like,
Do you want an people? Aye.
there was a man who used to stop us when we were walking home each day from school, and
Already this story's giving me the heebie-jeebies.
yeah, and
do you want me to get the doll?
Where did he do?
Will I get the doll?
What did he do? What did he touch you?
Where did he touch you?
he said like he used to always be coming up the road at the same time.
Show me on
And
this
me-
Cabbage Patch Kid where the man
like
touched you.
because he would stop us outside the shop, and now we were all like 14, 15 sort of thing.
Also too old for him.
Too old to be
were
pedophilised.
You were safe enough.
We weren't getting pedophilised.
God forgive us.
Yeah, I didn't have to
Pedophile.
put it. Pedophilized. Can we just call it that from now on? A neologism.
I also came up with
Pedophiled.
He
Pedophilized is better.
Pedophilized.
I came up with a neologism the other day as well.
Well, we don't really need to know about that. Maybe take it to
because
Nicole.
Get a wee cream.
my mate
her
started
off.
working for the
Jezemy
parole office, right? And he says like he was working with
Screw.
he was working with
Your dad knows him,
fucking like
Maybe it was me.
people who were offenders and stuff like that, right? And he says, but a lot of these.
Imagine they were dead cheeky and he was like, that's very, you're so offensive. And it was like, I'm a fucking offender. What do you want
You are
me
the
to
offender.
do?
And he
What do you
said,
want me to
Offended
do?
it. You offended me.
he says like these are like people who have like
Have to have a thick skin to work in there.
Done the
All them
bad.
offenders.
Done
Like,
the
done the bad ones.
touched the.
Oh, he
right?
done the dirty people.
Yes,
The pedophiles.
and he says, but they are under 18. They're like juvenile pedophiles. Now it's going. Would a better term not be pedophiles?
A pedophile. But you are still a pedophile.
Yeah,
Pedophile.
I think it's
pedophile.
called
I like
something
that.
different.
pedophilia.
Do you mean like people to talk about a statutory rape? Statutory rape that doesn't exist in the UK and Northern Ireland.
Carnal
we don't have
knowledge,
that.
they used to call it.
That's an old. Because I looked this up recently because somebody was so statutory rape. It's just called sex with a minor.
Oh, really?
It's just called sex with a minor, or like
Oh,
yeah.
so you're getting stung no matter what. You
It's
ain't
like-
getting no statutory rape. You're getting.
You're not, we're not,
paid.
we are not sugarcoating what you have done, you fucking dirty, overindulgent bastard.
But can I be really controversial here and say that
Sometimes they used to give you sweets.
I like this. No,
Sometimes they let you play with their wee puppy dog.
I don't believe that some of these are instances of paedophilia. There, I said it.
Right, more context, more information. We're listening, we're following you.
Sometimes, for example, what's happened, I don't know what the state is right now, but Dubai, that guy, right? He was 18 and he had sex with a 17-year-old in Dubai. And the parents weren't happy about their daughter having sex with somebody. And they were both, bearing in mind, they were both tourists from London. They were two different families who went to Dubai, met each other. And then the boy and the girl had a wee romance.
Were they like from Emirati families who lived in London, or they were actually British families, or what was
he going
Muslim family was
they
the
were
girl.
both? But I think as well, because I do think that over here
They phoned the police and told on him. So and then he got arrested and put in jail for having sex with a minor, which isn't illegal in his country. If they'd have both been in London, that would have been
a
fine.
fine.
But over there now he's
How much
in
of
a
a
jail.
fine would it have been?
Oh, I.
Sorry.
But I'm not saying obviously. I'm not saying it would have been fine. But over here the law is different. You're not underage if you're 17.
But also I think
But
as well,
I
if
think
you,
that happens with Americans when they're like, but they had sex with that girl, like that Prince Andrew thing. I'm not saying they are paedophiles.
she was trafficked.
They traffic people.
Yeah.
But whenever it comes to, that's why they're going to fucking set that jury up to be a bunch of women, because women are judgier of other women than anyone else, right? So you're going to get people going,
she's no longer with us.
She was legal over here, you know that way, and that's not what that's about, and that's what they're going to try and make you think.
Well,
it's about.
because she's gone now. She can't even.
She didn't fucking kill herself.
She's no.
Did you see that she had to come on, and that other girl that's testifying come on and went, I'm not suicidal. I do not plan on killing myself.
I saw that.
If I die, it has not been me.
What was
I
her
have not
name?
done anything.
Jeffrey?
I do not wish to die. Oh,
Was it Vanessa Jeffrey or was
Dufresne.
Yeah, what was her?
Vanessa Dufresne.
Was it Vanessa?
Dufresne.
Like it was spelled Jiuffre.
Right.
Jeffries. Was it?
But she,
Sorry, go on.
Or I'm thinking of are we talking about the woman that made the statement or the woman that died?
the woman who she made the statement
Yeah.
3 years ago, and then now
Yeah.
she said that she took her own life.
Did she make that?
But she made that statement.
She
She says, if anything happens to me and they say that I took my own life, I am not suicidal. Something has happened to me.
Wow.
So it was like very prescient, because like she knew that something was going to happen.
Right.
She knew that something was going to happen to her. But I think as well in Northern Ireland, I think on the UK, I think, say for example, you're 15 and the
I heard
person's
that.
candles in the wind.
Conspiracy theories, we love it.
Yeah,
We love it.
everybody says it's.
But the word conspiracy theory was made up by the CIA. And that is not a conspiracy theory. That is truth.
Is my conspiracy theory face?
The word conspiracy theory, clearly I tell you now, right? The word conspiracy theory was made up by the
JFK.
CIA to disprove people who were talking about
Lee Harvey Oswald.
Watergate, right? What? Yeah. Or was it Lee Harvey Oswald? I thought it was Watergate.
Do you know
Could
in
be.
like Tudor times, if you were
Theory.
having a chat, if you were having like if it was a conspiracy, if you were talking to people and you weren't allowed to talk about it outside. When maybe Roman times and they took it into Tudor times, you hung a rose above the ceiling, and that meant that everything that says in this room cannot leave this room.
Right.
So in Latin, sub rosa,
Under the rose.
under the rose, is a secret.
If you're saying it, sub rosa.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God, I love that.
Sub rosa.
Suppose I told you, say.
Sub rosa, you want a cup of tea? Do you get it yourself, or do you wait till your missus comes home from work?
So, long story short, and to phone my mum,
And telephone your man.
that guy who used to stop us outside the shop.
Oh, yes.
Used to wear an army jacket, but it had a German flag on it, right? So clearly bought it down in the surplus shop, right? But we never put all this together.
Are you
to
sure
begin
it's not
with.
Rambo you're talking about?
Yeah, because he's a character about the road, right? And he used to stop us and go like, I see when I was in Nam, You know, like
Nam.
And then,
Oh no, you're talking about Rambo. He's a character.
but also
Like you were born in 1982.
He would never remember us, but would like see us all the time, right? And
That's the shell shock from Nam. He can't remember your
That's what
faces.
it is.
Yeah.
Then
That's prosopagnosia. Leave him alone.
he stopped me in the shop one of the days and went like, "Fuck your," because my hair used to be like down below my shoulders, like you know. And he went, "Fuck, I haven't seen hair as long as that since Woodstock."
Take a bath, hippie.
Did he?
Yeah.
Get a bath, yeah, hippie.
Get a bath, hippie.
And what did you do? Did you get him to talk about Woodstock? I would have wanted all his stories.
I was going like, "Fuck, I would love to be at Woodstock." Tell me all about it. It was only
Man,
like,
they say if you remember
like
Woodstock,
40.
you weren't really there.
you know what I mean? Like
The difference
so it
between quixotic and psychotic it can be.
I think it's a very
wee bit.
because it's don't like
He was psychotic, not
Yeah,
quixotic.
not
No, I actually
quixotic.
think Rambo was a wee bit quixotic.
But the line is very.
Did he used to?
Thin.
Did he tell you anything else about?
I just used to say about Vietnam and fucking like you know.
They're all
like,
walking up a road going, "That dude's been to there."
Yeah, we were like, "Whoa, cool!"
And you were like, no, he's being dead quixotic.
We were hearing like,
He's been dead.
Right,
Being
Quixotic.
dead quixotic, yes.
Fucking
Yeah.
music
no,
going
we
on.
were hearing like CCR in our heads, like
Yeah.
as he's talking to us. It's like,
Morning, Vietnam.
like helicopters.
Go.
Can you get us some acid?
Well, you were in
man?
Belfast, so you probably had the helicopters
probably.
already. Tell me this: would you be able to describe him in this way if we're going to do our swear down, or would you not use this to describe this wee man?
Yes, a bit. Yeah.
Okay, so we're gonna
I said-
do-
Wait! Look, you need the remote.
You need to get the remote. Look, get the remote. Look,
The remote.
Look at the
Jesus
remote.
Christ.
What's wrong with you? Look.
It's down
Look.
on the trolley.
Your name is
No,
Luke.
that's
You're not
right.
even looking for it. Look. Fucking
It's
definitely not
swear.
named right.
Swear
down, motherfucker. Sorry, we just give you a real hard time there. It says Peter Mood. Woo, 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 woo.
Listen to
Fuck, I make it out of here.
and get that.
So this week,
I didn't see nothing.
Nah,
I didn't see nothing.
I've seen that flavour before.
Before knew there was anything to
Whiffler.
Whiffler.
Is that like somebody with no front
Motherfucker.
teeth trying to say Whistler?
Whiffler.
Hey, with the Whiffler?
see. Is it Jimmy Brisson
Whiffler.
trying to say Whistler?
Whiffler's mom.
Whiffler. Whiffler's mom.
Whiffler's mother.
I love all the WWE Whifflers. John Cena's my favourite Whiffler.
I came out and my mummy's Whiffler.
Riddler. Or is that like somebody who can't like say it like do the hamburgers? We Whiffler hamburger.
People who eat them usually do talk.
But because they have to eat them because they're dead soft.
No, it's because it's the only thing they're allowed to cook when they're on their own.
They don't need
You know what I mean?
There's very little chewing involved in a Whiffler hamburger.
Somebody lit a candle, I got big Whiffler.
It does sound like somebody you had a Whiffler on the bus. I was on the bus today. There was a serious Whiffler. Like fuck me, wasn't it?
Aye, the person in your
He'd only
fucking...
two teeth, and he thought W5 was a rave.
Oh,
Whiffler.
when you put it that way, it's a wee. I'm a Whiffler.
So
I was a Whiffler. I was on my own.
I don't remember the term when I cleaning my room.
Whiffler, I hardly know her.
Whiffler, I only touched her. Right, okay. What does Whiffler mean, Sean?
What does Whiffler mean?
A Whiffler is a person who constantly changes their opinions or policies. So I remember going home
I like
and
that.
telling my I told my ma
I tell on him.
you
about Rambo one time, and she was like, "Why he was in Vietnam and fucking Woodstock." Aye, so I wouldn't have fucking clashed at all.
No.
So
Aye.
fuck's sake.
Yeah, Vietnam and Woodstock at the same time. Maybe he got out
One
on
end
a
Woodstock,
drink.
one end
Maybe
Nam.
he was catch 22.
It's like that's one of the.
One hand Woodstock and one hand Nam. Very good. Yes.
Go, Luke, put that in
This is
your
going to
Tumblr.
be a theme now because that was last week, wasn't it?
That was
We're gonna-
last week.
Or was that the Patreon? Who knows? Anyway, stay on.
You could also localise that and say he's got one eye in Woodstock, one eye in Sydenham.
Oh my god, I fucking love that.
One end the balls.
It's funny
one end
because
the
it's local.
balls.
It's funnier because it's local.
Funny because that's
One
local.
eggs in Derry, other one still coming up with Glenshane Pass.
Ah, yes! That works. I love it. I love it. One's in Derry and one's in Londonderry. You know what I'm saying? There's man's in Protestant and there's Des a Catholic.
That means his eggs are that way.
That's
His eggs are crossed that way. It's like it's here.
Yeah, that child does know where he's going, but it's already hasn't a hope in hell. It's fine. But yes, so
So yeah, it's someone who constantly like they're
Change your
also
mind.
flippant. It's another word for that.
Like fair weather.
Yes.
In a way, because like they go,
Flippant, so they can be flippant about massive decisions. Like, I will just turn the water off on all those people. Actually, turn it back
Yes.
on again. That kind of thing.
let's bomb a hospital.
Yeah.
Let's bomb a hospital, but there was one Hamas person in it. So
What are we doing here?
I know. Listen, I know. We keep going off on these things, but this is the world we're living in at the moment.
It is the world
It's
we're
a very scary world.
It is a very
and I do
scary
think it's the time of the. It's the time where you. Do what I always worry about being. I'm worried about being a German whiffler. A circa 1930 to 1945 German
You could
whiffler.
have been a German whiffler. If you'd have been born
If I'd have
earlier.
been born earlier.
Like 2
Like
years
fucking,
earlier.
like, I
He's going to
know.
hit me.
Chucking chicken
Self-offensive
bitch.
about
What's
his
that made of? That's only made of plastic, so it wasn't even.
That's glass.
Is that proper glass?
Oh, be careful.
Meh. No. But shit. No. But shit. No.
Very good.
But you know, like.
I like that. I'm going to watch that back.
Those
No, but do like I'm always afraid of like looking back and being one of those people because like if you say you're a German person now, like a person our age, and you're talking to your grandparents, or and you're going, well, why did you let the Rosenbergs just get taken away? Like, why did you not say something? Why did you not do something? You know, I'm just saying.
You don't want to be a German whiffler. You don't want to be. What did you do in the border?
I did, and I feel like we're in that moment, like when this wave of fascism we've come around, and we're coming with a new wave of fascism is coming up, and I don't want people to be looking back and going, like, what were you doing whenever they took trans people? Like, you know, what did somebody say? Like, we're three lines into that poem, and no one's still fucking doing nothing. Do you know that sort of like?
they came for the
Yeah, we're 3 lines into that poem, and everybody's doing
That's
fuck
true.
all still.
But it didn't affect me because so
Didn't
I let it
affect
go.
me. I know whenever they came for me, there was nobody there to
Tell you
help
who's
me.
a whiffler, who's been in the media recently, Sharon Osbourne.
She's a fucking.
So like
I didn't-
anti-war fucking like.
Oh, why?
But now all of a sudden, when people speak of fucking anti-war things, it's they're.
That's because she's one of these
true.
people that conflates like Judaism with Zionism.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And they conflate the two, so you can't say nothing against one without being accused of being against the
Yeah.
other. And you're like, genocides are not a fucking pay one forward fucking deal, folks.
Yeah.
If you get a genocide against your people, you don't get to then perpetrate one on another people.
So this
Yeah,
is
that's
this
true.
is something like that. During that Louis Theroux documentary, something that like helped me not understand it. Understand's the wrong word, but to sort of get into the mindset
Yes.
of why they feel
Feel that way.
that entitlement is like one of the key like things of Zionism is that they believe that they are the same spirit, the same person, the same people who crossed the river, who escaped Egypt, you know, and like reached the Holy Land. You know what I mean? Like so, they feel that same oppression. They feel like all their ancestors who came through the Holocaust, they're the same person.
They've got that jet. And I think
So
as
that-
people from Northern Ireland, I think that we can definitely sympathise with that
Yeah.
sentiment where you have trauma stays in the body, trauma stays in the generation.
There's a psychological term that's used now for people in general.
Intergenerational.
Intergenerational trauma.
But no, there's a psychological term called a second Holocaust, right?
Right, okay. I've never heard
And-
this.
Right. So whenever I was in uni, you know, whenever I was writing an essay, I would go down rabbit holes and then
Yeah.
I end up fucking obviously not doing the essay the night before because I'd read so much other shit that was irrelevant.
Same.
So this one is, it was back, there is an actual renowned psychiatrist who defined this, right? And I want to actually put this up so that you know I'm not talking shit. Psychological second Holocaust.
Where's the receipts? I want to see the receipts.
Oh, you want to see the receipts?
I want to see the receipts.
I'll tell you.
Like
about,
Whitney.
I'll tell you about it, and then I'll reference who it is whenever I look at
But
it.
I know.
So,
See if you don't believe Brona. Why fuck yourself?
Hey, fuck yourself.
Why Google it yourself
So
then?
yes, so he was a Holocaust survivor. He had moved to America, and he was seeing a psychologist.
Yeah.
And telling him decamping and talking about all his trauma and working through it.
Can you imagine? Yeah.
He had lost his wife and his daughter in the Holocaust, and then he years and years later he had done all this work on himself, and he was doing so well. And he had moved into a new house, and I think he'd even remarried, and the house burned down.
Oh.
Should have called this fella lucky, but So he goes back to the psychologist, and the psychologist, he had so much trauma, but it was compounded. It was even worse. And the psychologist termed it, because he had a first Holocaust, because he had something so traumatic happen to you in your life, and then something equally as traumatic happens the second time, that is now referred to as the second Holocaust. So in
complex PTSD.
Yeah, that's what that's like. So if you have had something extremely traumatic happen to you, like, do you know those people who are really, like, something really bad will happen, like a child will die, and then years later, and then a child will die again or something.
Yeah. We all know that person. It's a bit like, I don't wish this upon anybody, but I kind of don't want to hang about with you in case it rubs off on me.
It rubs off, like born under a happy star. But you go to yourself, that's a second Holocaust. That is, you go, how can something so bad happen to somebody?
But it's almost like a second trauma that triggers the original trauma.
That triggers the original trauma that was they were healing from. It's reopened because they've had a second Holocaust.
But as you say, like, I think everybody can, like, what you're saying, what Sean was saying about, like, how they feel, even though, like, in factual terms, most Israeli people don't have any ethnic kind of connections to that part of the world. They're mostly Eastern aware
people, and like.
But if you think about it, within 2,000 years, how much ethnicity do you still have connected to that part of the world? That's neither here nor there. And we're going to get totally cancelled for saying
your genetics will be so diversified across.
So exactly, that you're not really. Whereas like a Palestinian who actually has lived there for 2,000 years, and this is the thing as well. People go, "Oh, Israel has the right to exist." Israel exists.
Yeah.
Nobody is saying Israel has to stop existing.
Yeah.
Nobody's people
stop bombing hospitals.
People who are supporting the Gazans and the people in the West Bank.
But that's not enough.
Yeah.
Because by that Zionist faith, it's like it's written into the good word that it belongs to them.
For those Zionists.
And not just their people, their religion. To them, it was given to them on Mount Zion.
Yeah. You are still those people.
You're still that person.
Yeah.
It's not like it was your great ancestors. It's you.
You are still.
Were given
you're still counted in. You're
so
still.
They see it in the first person.
Yeah.
Right now.
You are one of those chosen people. Just because you're separated by thousands of years, you're still part of that original
tribe.
That tribe
of
that fled from Egypt, and that is. But it doesn't. I think somebody put it as like the way they get away with it is it's quixotic. No, but I think the thing that gets away with the reason they get away with it is because
it is quixotic.
They have convinced the world that the perpetrator is the victim. They are making us believe that, because of what happened to us for thousands of years, we're still the victim. So any kind of transgression against us is a transgression against Judaism, is a transgression against us as a people, is a spit in the face of a Holocaust survivor. And I think that's the kind of thing that, is
it feeling triggered by, I know that Jewish people do feel persecuted, and you can't deny that they have been persecuted.
At all. And I don't think anybody is saying that. Whenever we're sitting here, we're
historically
going,
probably the most persecuted people.
Absolutely.
And they have a right to be on their guard, because if we've seen anything from history, it's that if you be complacent, you end up millions of you get fucking killed. So they're acting, but it's wrong. And the thing is also that nobody is slighting Judaism. Nobody is in fact, Sue Pentel is Jewish. She's an Irish Jewish woman, and she is very anti-Zionist. And she
lots of the Hasidic Jews who live in Israel are anti-Zionist.
Are anti-Zionist as well.
And they are from the outside we would see them as extremists.
No, they are
Jewish
actually
people.
they are full on anti-Zionist. But
and there's protests and
Israel,
it's happening. So I think that it's just a way for the bully to turn around and go, you can't say that about me because my mummy's dead. Do you know what I mean?
Exactly.
Like, you need to feel sorry for me and not actually tell me off.
And we're saying, folks, there's two things can be true here
At the same time.
The history of persecution is
Nobody
real.
is denying what you have went through. Nobody is saying that wasn't absolutely fucking
disgraceful.
Terrible.
And
you shouldn't do that to other people then.
But this is why I don't want to be.
That's not Jewish people though. That's Israel.
And exactly.
It's a country.
And it's also as
Nobody
well.
Nobody says that you're anti-Catholic if you start talking about Irish people.
And I would even go further, as I would say it's the Netanyahu machine.
It's Netanyahu.
Do you know what I mean? And I would say go focus. Netanyahu.
Not Netanyahu.
Netanyahu's.
Not an
But
Netanyahu.
also, it's Britain, it's America, it's Germany, it's everyone else facilitating it.
Yeah.
Like people for this is,
Lobbyists.
and I'm not saying
South of Ireland,
After the
Dublin, letting them fly over their fucking airspace.
After the-
Everyone's complicit.
after the Second World War and after all the death camps were opened up and people were let out, Jewish people and Israel, the state of Israel, was given 5 billion Deutschmarks from the German government
Really?
to set themselves up. Gay men were put back in prison.
What?
Who were put back in prison. So anybody wearing a wee pink triangle was taken out of one death camp and put into a prison because it was still against the law.
Oh my God.
What the Nazis had just nicely done was round up all the gay people. One of the first things that Hitler did was burn down a sexual health and research clinic in the middle of Berlin that helped what we now call transgender people. We didn't have that language back then. We would maybe say transsexual. But one of the first things Hitler did was to target trans people. And one of the first things that people are doing now is demonising trans people. I feel like I do get on a wee bit of a kind of like broken record when I come about this, but what I mean
Adolf
is...
Turfler.
Adolf Turfler. I don't want to be...
Adolf Turfler!
A turf...
Who's that? A turf Hitler.
A turf Hitler. But that's why I don't want to be... I don't want to be one of these whifflers. I don't want to be one
You
of these
don't want to be
people...
one of them people that stands by and goes, "We'll take the trans. It's nothing to do with me."
Well, say to be honest, like, do you know what I mean? Like, it's not like, what's it got to do with me? But like, maybe it's because I'm gay. Maybe it's because, but I know that it's like a domino effect of like, once they knock down the rights of one group of people, it's going to be like any woman who is anti-trans is deluding herself because anti-trans feeling
Trans
is
rights are
mired
women's
in
rights.
misogyny.
Oh, aye, absolutely.
mired in misogyny.
And we had in Saturday there, the Queer Women's Collective, shout out to Ciara and Shan, they hosted a placard painting thing at Kitsch on Saturday for...
Because it's this Saturday.
It'll
There's
be
going
the-
to be a
Let's go bingo.
Let's go bingo.
Let's
But
go bingo.
that
But
would
there's
have
a
been the
protest.
Saturday.
That would have been this
before.
Saturday. Yeah, so Saturday. Yeah, so
There's
last
a protest this Saturday coming, which is not going to be this episode. And so they all painted. And I think it's great using the space to actually like do some real activism.
activism.
And so they all did. And Aoife was telling me, not breaking any confidences or anything, but she was just telling me, she said to me, "I'm so grateful that I was there. I couldn't be there because obviously there was so much going on." But she was like, the stories that they have and the lives. And she even said herself, she went, even me, I mean, even I kind of thought, I do support the trans issue and I want to be
An
I
ally.
want to be the best ally I can, but I didn't even realise until I heard those women speaking what they had been through.
Aye.
And you're like, why the fuck are you are punching down? You're punching on people that have already got so much trauma imbibed and fed to them, and
It's the whole
now
tr-
you're going and have a bit more because they fucking decide we hate the government and we'll want to take it out on somebody.
It's the bathroom issue where it's a bit like letting trans women into bathrooms. If you know any trans women, you know that is
But what
probably...
would men say if a trans woman came into the male toilet?
Because this is where we're going.
They wouldn't want it.
This is what the law says. We're not in Northern Ireland. We have to wait. The Supreme Court's ruling doesn't
Trans women don't
affect...
belong in men's toilets.
They
if
don't.
I'm
It's
just like,
unsafe. It's
trans
unsafe.
women are women that should be going to the women's
Why are
toilets.
you caring who's taking a piss?
Well, exactly.
Why
Why
are
are
you
you
caring?
so insecure?
What
Are
are
you?
you-
You know what it is? They won't want it whenever the trans women are going in or the women are going into the toilets and going, "It's a wee tiny one you have there," and making them feel insecure. Do you
Or
know
what
I
about
mean?
but like also like there are trans men who are very masculine. There are lesbians who are very masculine presenting, and so they're going to go into toilets and people go, "You're in the wrong place."
Exactly.
So
it's
who-
giving people permission to police other
It's
people.
like genital fascism. It's
Yeah.
about like, let me see.
What the fuck's the crack with like splitting toilets up anyway?
What? It's weird.
It is
It's
quite-
weird. Get a wee room. Give everybody a wee room where you can go take a fucking shite in peace.
Like, do you remember the Andersonstown Leisure Centre whenever it opened? It was kind of scandalous at the start because it was mixed changing rooms.
Yes.
And it was like, but that's the future. Things change. And do you know what? I'm going to give this to you for free because somebody told me this, right? And this is great.
No, I'll pay for
See,
it.
when people are actually...
put this in the Patreon, make
Right,
the
when
fucking-
you pay for it. Whenever you are talking to older people and they do not want to understand, right? And they go, "I don't fucking know that there stuff," right? Curtis does this thing with him where, because obviously he's in people's houses all the time. He goes, I don't worry about it. You wouldn't understand it. It's not your generation. You're old, do you know? And that really fucks them off because
it makes them irrelevant.
Yeah, it makes them relevant. And you're going, but this isn't for you. You're up there on your way out.
You're in your
wee
winter
thing.
years.
Just do your wee thing then. And
That's
no,
quite
it's
smart.
but things change. But because it is really smart, because in return they either try to prove that they're young and hip and maybe go out of their way and stop saying shit like that. Or they'll fucking maybe have a wee think about it.
But it's also because like trans
or just
people,
really annoys them and they walk away and don't want to argue with it. Either way, it's a win.
it's when trans people like. It's all, I know it's getting all into the kind of like, you know, the sociological aspects
I'm
of
actually
being
really
trans.
glad we're having this conversation, guys, because I have to say, Paddy McGuire did the you can't talk about anything anymore, can't say anything anymore, and it I actually had to write underneath it because I was like, I just ran out of steam too, talking at fucking gobshites, because I'm running out of steam. I have to say it, and I'm not even trans.
I think I think we've gone past the point where we are justifying why trans people have any rights.
You all know now.
We've done
There's
that
no
now.
excuse.
Trans people.
You know, I'm
also,
done trying to educate people, but then I'm like, am I neglecting my responsibility?
And also,
try and
like,
get
for
people to
any
think
trans
differently?
people who are watching this, thank you for watching. But number two as well, like, please don't feel like we're trying to talk on your behalf. We'll never talk for you, but we'll always
Try and speak
we'll speak up
on behalf of you.
Yeah.
If you're, I just said the same thing that you didn't want to say.
No, but I know what you mean.
Try
No,
and
exactly.
speak on behalf of you, like in a good way.
No, I think you said it
for
right. No, you said it right. We'll speak on your behalf, but we'll not speak for you.
Yeah.
We'll not silence
You
your
know.
voice. So, like, anybody who, you know, we
But
want
I
to
can't
say
sit
that
there
we're...
in a room, and it happens all the time. It
happens
does happen
all
all the
the
time.
time.
In a room, and how many people do you meet, even on a weekly basis, to go, see, fucking him, her, him, trans, and you're going,
I love it when people go, I
I
don't use pronouns.
I know, yeah. Yeah.
You don't? Do you? Not.
Yeah. Very good. We had this discussion actually, right? You know, people that talk about why you putting pronouns on your thing. I personally don't feel the need to declare my pronouns because I think I'm very visibly female.
You're right.
And I feel like a female.
Yes.
Now, I don't have any problem with people calling me they, them. I don't have any problem with people.
Would you identify it? Would you feel that's...
No, I think I have both masculine and
You?
feminine energy. You know, and I have quite a lot of masculine energy. But I'm not he, him, you know.
No. Or you,
And-
but no, what I mean is,
and I'm not
do you
they, them.
feel... do you
No,
feel they, them?
I'm Bronagh, I'm a woman, you know.
You feel like
and
he, she, her.
She, her. Sometimes I do. I actually feel a wee bit they, them. Whenever I'm on stage, I think I'm more of a they, them sometimes whenever I'm talking.
I put my pronouns
But-
on things just to normalise doing it.
Yeah.
I always love Johnny Bo's joke. Shout out Johnny Bo.
Shout to Johnny Bo.
His joke
Johnny.
is like, I'm a comedian, so my pronouns are he.
I love his hee.
Motherfucker.
But yeah, I don't feel a need to do it simply because I have the on Instagram. It must be Ulster Scots because it said you could change your pronouns,
No.
and I was like, ooh, let me have a little look at this. And I went in, and there was all different. I thought you could maybe be anything you wanted because that'd be a gig. Not anything, but I just thought maybe I could be sergeant or something.
Aye.
You know, something cool.
Doctor.
Yeah.
Professor.
Doctors, they
Using.
Do you know what I mean?
Why don't I have usings?
Use usings. Oh my god, because I'm loads of people.
I'm
Fucking schizophrenic.
I'm every woman.
No, but if you're schizophrenic, you should be usings.
Season Evans.
Us Ussens.
You know what I mean? What the fuck are you on about? Not only
ones.
one of me. Here, who you talking to? Use usings.
I said I was a paranoid schizophrenic. Well, I didn't say it, but we knew what they were thinking it.
That's another version of Johnny's joke then. It'd be like, I'm a paranoid schizophrenic, so my pronouns are use.
Use usings. We should tell Johnny that joke. Johnny, you can have that.
Yeah.
No, but do that. But like, yeah, I put it down on my things just to sort of like normalise so that whenever, because I still find it helpful because
I
like, sometimes you
understand
don't
if someone,
know.
but I know I'm presenting. Sorry, that was
Yeah.
the other half of my point in case anybody jumps on me. And
Oh no, gosh, no.
But if I didn't, I'm not saying that because I look like this means I am a she-her, right?
Oh, exactly. Oh, yes.
So
No.
what I'm saying is, if you look like me and you don't feel like me, write your pronouns.
Write your pronouns.
But
I find it helpful because you don't know. You don't know what persons, because sometimes I have in the past misgendered people because I thought they were transitioning in the wrong way. I
yes.
thought the person I was meeting was transitioning female to male.
Yeah.
And so that's why I said he, because I thought, right, this is his. And then whenever it was like, no, it's the other way. So like, he, cheesy
I'm a female.
cheesy
Did you ever see
he's, he, cheese, cheesy he's. No, but you know, like.
I love that thing where it was like when James Bond does the signage in a fucking in a supermarket, because there was this sign and it said biscuits and then there was cheese biscuits.
Biscuits, cheese
biscuits.
Yeah, I do fit, but yeah.
Preferably not shaken because they'll be broke.
But yes, if you
know
are,
what I
well,
mean?
if you, yes, all hopefully, because I think this is going out post.
Yeah, it's going out soon because we have to wrap it up. So.
We going out soon, but also good luck to all. Good. Hopefully, it was a really good, like, trans, supportive thing, folks. Chill the fuck out.
Enjoy yourself.
Chill the fuck out. Enjoy
And here,
yourselves.
tell your wee granny, who is also your granda. I was asking about her. Because your granny's your granda. You get
So she owes me £20.
decade.
I saw her when you got on and she said she had no fucking money.
Got goddy money's granny, but you don't have fucking pay me back money.
Fuck you.
Where's my dole?
Huh?
Huh?
We pick your home.
How's your Ashford Dingleberries?
See whenever you can't wipe your own ass, we pick your home, so be nice to us now.
Yeah, on about, we're going to bump her off before we need to pay anything for her.